This is Strictly Business, presented by the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. Sponsored in part by the law offices of Young Wooldridge, San Joaquin Community Hospital.
Good morning and welcome to Strictly Business for Monday, May the 4th, 2015. I'm Nathan Ollie, the Manager of Government Affairs for the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. On today's show, we'll have Jimmy Phillips. Jimmy is the Executive Director of Marketing for San Joaquin Community Hospital, and he'll be joined by Julie Leibel, Executive Director of the American Heart and Stroke Association, and they will explain the warning signs of a stroke and what's coming up for National Stroke Month throughout the month of May. Then we'll have Max Goldner, a partner with the law offices of Young Wooldridge, and he'll discuss the various types of student loans and what's next after defaulting on a loan and any impacts that student loans can have on the economy. And finally, we'll have Daniel Harrison, the Vice President of Lightwave Education. And Daniel will be here to explain the best and the worst ways to brand your business at an upcoming chamber seminar. But first, let's take a quick look at some business news that you can use. Water wasters in California could face a $10,000 fine. The state's worst water wasters could face very steep penalties, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. The Chronicle reported that Governor Brown has issued a legislative proposal that would slap businesses and residents who continually waste water with up to $10,000 in fines. This would, of course, only be a last resort. The governor also directed state agencies to speed up environmental review of projects that will increase local water supplies. Also in Sacramento, the governor has released a revised plan for twin water tunnels in the Sacramento Delta. Governor Brown's project the plan will call for restoring less than 1/3 of the 100,000 acres of wetland and wildlife habitat, more so than originally planned. The plan comes with a price tag of up to $300 million. The twin tunnels would be constructed to draw water from the Sacramento River to diversion canals to be dispersed statewide. Sticking with the drought, it's not helping California's air quality concerns. The American Lung Association's new air analysis found that all 8 valley counties, including Kern, are having more bad days for particle pollution. According to the analysis, Bakersfield came in second in the nation for the worst particle pollution and third for worst ozone pollution. Despite the findings, the analysis found that California's overall air quality is improving. Speaking of air quality, Governor Brown has proposed an aggressive plan to improve air quality statewide. This plan would slash greenhouse gas emissions to 40% below 1990 levels by 2030. However, the plan does not outline how to accomplish the governor's goals. Governor Brown also called on state agencies to implement measures to cut emissions and called for an update to the Safeguarding California Plan, the state's climate adoption strategy. Beginning May 1st, Cal OSHA has rolled out some new rules that explain what employers need to do to provide for their employees that are working in the heat. The new rules affect workers in the agriculture, construction, landscaping, and related fields. Employers are now required to provide shade when the temperature reaches over 80 degrees, and workers must be provided with free water. Supervisors and employees must also undergo training to recognize and to react to heat illnesses. In financial news, the state's tax revenue continues to exceed projections. Schools and community colleges may not be the only ones to benefit from this extra tax revenue coming into California. The Sacramento Bee reports that the state's legislative analyst's office says if income tax revenue exceeds $4.4 billion, health and welfare programs could benefit in addition to education. The analyst's office is predicting that income tax revenue could top estimates by more than $4 billion by June 30th. In education, California schools are on a hiring frenzy. The extra tax revenue we just spoke about has prompted schools statewide to hire more teachers. New state data found that schools across California plan to hire up to 21,500 teachers for the 2015-16 academic year. The additional teachers will help schools cut down on class sizes and offer more classes in math, science, and foreign languages. Sticking with education, some local school officials want a new state law repealed. They consider it to cause severe financial problems. The Californian reports that this law, signed by Governor Brown last June, would cap school district reserves in certain years as part of an overall budget and would be used in extreme economic difficulties. However, the California School Boards Association is looking to repeal the law, and would force districts to spend nearly $17 billion in reserves. State officials stand behind the law, saying it protects K-12 schools. In more local education, BC has recently named the top community college, that according to the Brookings Institute, which has ranked Bakersfield College top in the state for value-added mid-career earnings for alumni. BC was also ranked 6th in this category nationwide. The Brookings Institute found that the average BC graduate earned $10,000 more than the predicted $57,000 annually as revealed by PayScale. Close proximity to the energy sector was listed as the main contributor to the economic success of these graduates. And finally, a council member is proposing a new plan to lure more businesses to the downtown area. City Council member Terry Maxwell, who represents the 2nd Ward, which is downtown Bakersfield, is proposing to make the downtown area more than just a retail center. The Californian reports that Maxwell has asked the city's Legislative and Litigation Committee to consider ways to make a downtown center for professionals and businesses. The committee will take up this issue on May the 18th. That's a quick look at some business news that's in the makings around the community. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with more Strictly Business. Stay with us.